Hi guys, I'm Dawn and you're watching DIY Girl. Today I wanted to talk to you about my experience with having a premature baby. I'm doing this video because I'm hoping that it helps other people out there that might be in the same situation where they're gonna have a premature baby or they've just had a premature baby and you don't know what to expect, you don't know who to look to for help. I certainly looked online to try and find videos that might help me understand what was going on and how difficult it was for other people and how they coped. So this is why I'm making this video. This is Jacob and I had him 8 weeks early. My water was broke at 30 weeks pregnant and I was in and out of hospital for 2 weeks until I finally was having contractions and they wouldn't stop. During these 2 weeks I had to have steroid injections and which are not very nice at all, and then I had an emergency C-section, but I had time to prepare for this because I was told that it was very likely that I'd have to have a C-section instead of a natural birth, and this terrified me completely. I was extremely, I was just really scared for the epidural injection because I was told that this was very dangerous. I went into the theatre with my husband and unfortunately I couldn't hold Jacob straight away. They had to help him with his breathing and he was put in an incubator, and it was a very scary time. It was amazing because they could look after him so well, but then it was extremely upsetting because I couldn't hold my baby. I saw him for literally a few seconds as they wheeled him past me after they checked him over, and then because I had a C-section and I was numb, my body was completely numb, I couldn't go and see him in the neonatal unit either. So I was in Kingsmill Hospital when I had Jacob, and they transferred him an hour away to Sheffield Hospital because that's the only place they could get him in. The hospital I was at didn't have a big enough unit or have the right facilities to look after him, but that was still really lucky because they had been, throughout the 2 weeks before I had him, they was preparing for me having him and looking at other hospitals that might have had space just in case. And these hospitals might have been anywhere in the UK, I was told. So an hour away was really good, but I can't drive, so I had to get other people to drive me there, and an hour's journey there and an hour's journey back was draining, as well as other people sitting around waiting for me to see my baby, and I couldn't hold him for a while. I think it might have been about a week before I could actually hold him and give him a cuddle, but then it felt awful because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't look after him. I was just stuck in a hospital without him. I visited him every day because, I mean, it's instinct. Mother's instinct to go and look after your baby, and when you've not got your baby there with you, it's heartbreaking. But I also have a 4-year-old that I have to look after as well, and I didn't want her to miss out, and she was getting worked up because I wasn't around for her. It was, emotions were everywhere and it was a very stressful time. He was in hospital for 4.5 weeks. He's doing fantastic, but it was a very scary time. And at the hospital, when he did start to get better, it was all about getting him to be fed again. So he constantly had a tube through his nose that led to his stomach for feeding, and it's not the nicest thing to see, but slowly through the 4 weeks, slowly he got off of the monitors, and it was just about getting him onto a bottle. So when he was finally drinking as much as they wanted him to drink, he was sent home, although it was very difficult because you're being told what to do, how to do it, and you just can't be a mother, you can't look after your kid. So when he got home, I was then so used to actually having a full night's sleep still that it was very difficult to get back into a routine or of waking up through the night. And because he was still premature, because Jacob was still premature, I had to wake him up and make sure I fed him every 3 hours, even if he didn't wake up himself. And I was worried that he might not have been eating enough. They gave me specific instructions that he had to actually eat so much every 3 hours, which made everything really difficult. But he's come a long way and he's doing fantastic, and he's gaining so much weight. When he was born, he was £5.5, which was very, very good weight for 8 weeks premature baby. And he did lose some weight, but he only lost about, I don't know how much he lost, but he did lose weight, and then he gained it back very quickly. It's been a very hard time getting used to having a new baby in the house again, and with him being premature, it was very difficult to get to grips with everything and to work out what I was doing. I'd also had a major operation, a C-section, which I had not had before, and getting used to my body again and knowing what I could do. It's all these trials and things that you have to go through just to be a parent. But with him being premature, it's turned everything upside down for a long time. The 4 weeks that he was in hospital, you see and you think 4 weeks, it's not really that long, but it's a whole month out of the first year of his life, and it feels like years. Going back and forth to the hospital feels so exhausting, and it makes everything so hard, and it drains you, and it's just very difficult to cope with. Anybody else that's in this situation with a premature baby know that you're not alone, and everybody has issues with money and seeing the baby, and it is heartbreaking, but you can get through it, and the baby will get through it, and in a few more weeks your baby will be out of the hospital, you'll be getting a life back to normal, and it will be so amazing. I think it's just anybody that's going through having a premature baby, remember to talk to people and the support around you is what you'll need most. Without the support around you, it's very easy to break down, and I mean, you're still very likely to break down even with a lot of support, and it's needed. The support is very much needed. My family were there for me and helped me, and they were fantastic during this situation. Thank you for watching. I hope this will have helped some of you out there, and come back again soon to see more videos.